If you are class 12 student, University of Delhi, Delhi Vishwavidyalaya or DU as we often call it, would surely be on your target list for UG admissions this year. So in this video today, we'll discuss different eligibility criteria for different programs of DU as well as commerce related programs. So do watch till the end as we discuss all of these here. And before I begin, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel, and in the end, if you like this video, do like, share with your friends, but only after you watch it. Hello, so welcome back. As you know, DU admissions this year would be based on CUET test. So candidates must register for CUET 2022 at the website of CUET, which is cuet.samarth.ac.in. But there are other two programs offered by DU as well, which is School of Open Learning. For that, students must register at a separate website, which is sol.du.ac.in. And then there is another program offered by Non-Collegiate Women Education Board. For that program as well, the admissions would be separate. But if you are otherwise applying for UG admissions, you must register for CUET. Now, just as a quick recap, you would already know by now that the structure of CUET is such that it has been divided into three sections. Section 1 is languages, where they have divided the languages further into 1A and 1B. 1A are basically the main language, English, Hindi, Punjabi, Malayalam. And the section B includes other languages like French, Spanish, German. Now for DU admissions, you must note that candidates must appear in at least one language. So if you have studied English, go for it. If you have studied Hindi, you can consider going for either of them. But it's better to always increase your chances and appear for both of them. We'll discuss everything later. Section 2 is domain-specific subjects. Now for DU admission to University of Delhi, candidate must refer to program-specific eligibility. You know there are 27 domain-specific subjects, but which is the subject that is relevant for you? You should first know the program eligibility of the course which you are seeking admission into. Now coming to section 3, this is the general test as we learned. This is more about general knowledge, current affairs. Again, this would be dependent on the particular course which you are applying to. Let's now discuss the important points which every student must remember, because a mistake in either of them can cost you an admission to the program. Not to afraid you, it's just that you need to be cautious of these points. So first, candidate must appear in CUET in only those subjects in which he/she has passed class 12. If you have not taken maths in class 12, please do not write for it, because for DU, you will not be considered. For other universities, you might be, but still for a comprehensive subject like maths, if you have not taken in class 12, I don't think so, in a month or so, you will be able to cover it. So only those subjects which you have studied in class 12. Only the scores obtained in CUET 2022 will be considered for admissions in this year. So no weightage to your class 12 boards. But yes, for ECA and sports quota, there would be a weightage to the trials that the students would give in for the respective sports that they are applying into. So for them, 25% weightage is for CUET score, 75% is for the trials. Candidates must satisfy all eligibility requirements for the program in which they are applying in CUET. So for every course that you are catering into, be it BCom Honors, Eco Honors or BCom, you must see the criteria relevant to that course and you must satisfy if you are seeking admission into that particular course. Gap year is not a bar, so if you have qualified class 12 and last year during the COVID pandemic, and you think you have not got a good college and you would want to try your chance at DU, so this is the right option. There would be no disadvantage for students changing streams. So if you have studied PCM in your class 12, physics, chemistry, maths, and you want to take BCom honors, you would not be at any disadvantage. But yes, you must meet the criteria that we shall discuss shortly. Reservation, including the minority quota, would be as per the existing policy, but students must note that 85% weightage to CUET score and 15% weightage to interviews would be given by St. Stephen's and JMC for Christian candidates who are applying under minority quota. Now coming to the eligibility requirements for UG admissions in DU. First, the common minimum eligibility is that you must have passed class 12 from a single recognized board. So in case the results haven't come at the time when you are writing CUET, you must have passed it before you join the course. And then there are program-specific eligibilities. Now here is the concept of list A and list B1, B2 which comes. But don't get confused. This is just the segregation of CUET subjects that we read on the CUET website into specific list by DU. So list A is nothing but section 1A and 1B languages. So they have included all the languages over here, and the criteria says candidate must appear in at least one language from the following. So for the domain specific subjects, which were 27 in number, they have split the subjects into two lists. One is B1 and the other is B2. So if you carefully see, I'll zoom in for you guys. If you see, B1 are basically the main subjects of the course: accountancy, biology, business studies, history, home science, mathematics. And B2 are the ones which student normally takes as an optional, which includes physical education, fine arts, agriculture. So remember this list, B1 and B2, so 18 subjects and 9 subjects. Now we'll go to course specific eligibility criteria, and then they will see how this list gets used. Now talking about firstly the DU. DU is a very old university. It will be 100 years for its establishment this year, and it offers programs in different streams. There are programs in arts, humanities, social sciences, under which you are offered BSc, and then there are programs in commerce and management, which we shall discuss now in detail, all the programs offered in this stream. We'll discuss specifically about BA Eco Honors, and then there are other streams like vocational studies, education, music and fine arts. Now coming to the most coveted course for commerce students, that is BCom Honors. The criteria says candidate must appear in CUET in any of the following subject combinations. So they have given you two combinations. Combination 1 says any one language from list A. So if you have taken English, that would be a language for you. Plus mathematics, plus any two subjects out of which at least one should be from list B1. Note, there can be two subjects from B1, but they cannot be two subjects from B2, because they have mentioned one should be from B1. And another combination which you will be happy to know exempt some students from mathematics is they have allowed you to take one language from list A. It could be Hindi, English, whichever you have read, and accountancy. So if you are commerce without mathematics, you must include accountancy in your domain specific subjects. But if you are commerce with mathematics, you have a choice. You could write business studies and economics and leave accountancy. But you will know, to increase your chances, it is advisable to write the test for every subject that you have studied. Now coming back, combination 2, any one language from list A, accountancy, and any two subjects out of which one must be from list B1. Again, you can take two subjects from B1 but not from B2. Merit would be based on the best CUET scores obtained from any of the above mentioned combinations. So whatever combination that you choose, the university would base your merit on the basis of your best score. So you need not fear that. Now coming to list B1 and B2, I'll give you an example also. Let's say you have taken English and you have taken all the commerce subjects, accountancy, business studies, economics, and as an optional you have taken maths. Now criteria for you says you can either take English, list A, mathematics plus two subjects of which one must be from B1. So accountancy, business studies, mathematics, economics. You have read all of these four. You need to take only mathematics plus 2 or accountancy plus 2. So it's advisable to take all so that you increase your chances in your admissions. In case in a particular subject you get less score, the marks of other subject would be taken into consideration. Now if you talk about, let's say you are a PCM student, you have taken maths. Remember, if you are from medical and have not taken maths, you cannot take BCom honors as a course in DU, because they have specified either accountancy is must or maths is must. Okay. So if you are a PCM student, you can take chemistry, mathematics anyways would be compulsory, and additional physics, and language would be English, Hindi, whatever you have read. And also you have taken an optional subject, you should also include that in your test. It could be physical education, it could be any other subject that you might have taken, performing arts or fine arts, whatever it is. So even PCM student can take BCom honors, and as we learned, there is no disadvantage in changing streams. Now coming to the seats overall, how many seats are available under this program in DU, you can see over here. Total seats are cross to 8,000, and then there is a split between different categories. Zooming in the colleges for you, prominent among them are the ones in the North Campus, but even South Campus colleges are good. So if you are targeting, let's say SRCC, so you should know the seat count is 626. And then there is a split between different categories, and then LSR is another good college, SGTB, KMC, Venkateshwara College. All of these colleges are overall good if you are targeting to take admission to DU, Ramjas, KMC. There are other North Campus colleges. Now coming to BA Honours Economics, this comes under a Department of Arts and Humanities. For this, they have not given any combination that you can take. They have specified only one combination, which is mathematics plus one language from list A. It could be English, Hindi, whichever you have taken. But remember, if you have taken both the languages, please include both of them in your slots. So you can take English in slot 1 and Hindi in slot 2, so that your chance of admission gets increased. Mathematics, one language from list A and any two subjects out of which one should be from list B1. So you will see this criteria, one at least from list B1 as I mentioned. B1 is a list which caters mainly to your core subjects. Other optional subjects come under list B2. So if you are a PCM student, again, mathematics, no issue. English, Hindi, you would have taken one language. And then you can take any two subjects. It could be physics, it could be chemistry, it could be any other optional subject. But one must be from B1. Optional, let's say you have taken physical education, you can take that. Now if you are a commerce student, again, you have a choice. You can take accountancy, you can take mathematics if you have taken mathematics alongside, you can take business studies, you can take economics. So note, if you are seeking admission to economics, economics is not a main subject, mathematics is one. Again, this is a bit on the seats count. So comparative to BCom, the seats count is slightly less for BA Honours in Economics. And you will see top colleges like St. Stephen's, LSR, SRCC, Aurobindo is South Campus colleges. And these colleges also have some good reputation. Overall, DU as a university has got a good reputation. So this is a seat count for LSR. If I say you get 107 as a seat count, and then there's a split between different categories. St. Stephen's, as you would know by now, they have a minority quota. So for unreserved, it's a 21 seat count, entirely based on your CUET score. For minority, yes, for minority they have a 25 seat count. For this, they'll give a weightage of 85% and 15% to the interview. First, we read about BCom Honours. Now, let's see the criteria for BCom. Candidates must appear in CUET in any of the following combinations. Again, there is a combination 1 and combination 2, similar to BCom Honours, but the criteria would be different. In combination 1, what they are saying is you can take any one language from list A. Okay, whatever you have studied, take that. Any two subjects from list B1. There it was accounts and maths. Here, they have given you an option. You can take any two subjects from list B1. Any one subject from either list B1 or B2. The total subjects count remains same. One language, two subjects from B1 and one which could either be from B1 or B2. So the total 4 remains same, but they have given you a discretion of the subjects. They have not made either accounts or mathematics as a compulsory. So if you are a medical student, let's say, and want to take simple BCom, you can do it. Combination 2. Any one language from list A plus any one subject from either list B1 or B2. Now, combination 2 has expanded the scope further. So, you can take any one subject from B1 or B2. They have not said it must be from B1. It could also be your optional subject, physical education, let's say. So, English or Hindi, physical education, plus section 3 of CUET, general test. This thing to note, they have made it important under combination 2 that you must take a general test, okay? So if you are taking only one subject from B1, B2, you must take a general test, which was a part of slot 1, if you remember. General test is not a part of slot 2, so don't confuse. Okay, as a quick recap, okay, slot 1 would contain one language, two domain specific subjects and one general test. Slot 2 would contain one language and the remaining domain specific subjects if you want to take, okay. Overall total as a combination you can take 9 subjects, 2 language, 5 domain specific subjects and 1 general test is generally what a student would take if they have taken 2 languages. Elsewise, since you would have studied only 4 subjects, you can take 4 subjects plus 1 language that you have studied plus general test. Now, weightage of CUET sections is not same because general test is slightly of a higher marks. So, they'll give a pro rata combination, they'll do some calculation at their own end, but you can either take combination 1 or combination 2 to increase your chances, take everything, okay? But only the subjects which you have studied in class 12. Now again subjects in list B1, B2 it remains same. So let me give you a combination 1 ka example. From they have said list A, English taken, any 2 subjects from list B1. So let's say you take accountancy and economics. and they have asked for one more subject out of B1 or B2. Now it could, if you have decided you want to go for a physical education, if you have the subject you can go for it. Elsewise you can also take mathematics or additional subject which could be business studies. Now as a student we love examples, right? Now let's take an example to understand the admission criteria for BCom. So as you just understood, there can be two combinations, combination 1 and combination 2. For that, first you need to register at CUET website to be able to give the CUET test. Let's say you choose section 1 English because you must take one language. And then based on the combination 1, 2 to increase your chances, you have taken 4 subjects. Business studies, economics, accountancy, physical education. And then section 3 also general test because combination 2 allows you to take the general test. Now what they have mentioned here is, they'll consider the best score that you get. Let's say you have taken these 4 subjects, right? Now whatever score you have gotten the best, they'll consider that. English, one language important. Combination 1 said any 2 subjects from list B1. So you have economics and business studies from list B1 and physical education from B2. So there are different combinations that exist. Let's say you have chosen combination 2, right? You will be eligible to get general test. So English plus general test plus any one subject, okay? It could be business studies, it could be physical education as well, because in combination 2, any subject was either from B1 or B2. So they have mentioned English plus general test combination will not be considered because there was at least the requirement of one subject. Now highest score among these combinations would be considered. So it's always best to increase your chances. So please fail all the subjects which you are eligible to while filling the form. Now coming to the seats count, again this BCom has sufficient seats in the DU as comparative to Eco, and it's similar at par with BCom honors. You will see some top colleges in North Campus, which is Daulat Ram, which is a women specific college though. And then there are SGTB, Ramjas, Aurobindo, Guru Gobind Singh College of Commerce, which is GGS, Venkateshwara College. So all of these offer BCom, SRCC doesn't, and I think even LSR doesn't, yeah. Now coming to other courses, so we have read about BCom honors, BCom, Eco honors. Now other courses which are relevant here would be the prior DUJAT courses. So before this, before CUET got introduced, there were already few courses, the admission for which was based on a test. It was known as a DUJAT test. So many of you already in class 12 would know already about this. So for these 3 specific courses, that is BMS, Bachelor of Management Studies, BBA, FI, Bachelor of Business Administration, Financial Investment Analysis, and BBE, which is BA Honors in Business Economics, the criteria is common. Candidate must appear in CUET in the following subject combination. Combination is nothing but one language from list A, okay? That's, I think now list A should be very clear to you. It could be any language that you have studied, English, Hindi, any language, okay? Mostly it would be English. So let's say English from list A, mathematics compulsory, okay? Mathematics compulsory, no B1, B2 options. List A English, mathematics, and section 3 general test. So for all these 3 courses, this is the criteria. One language, mathematics, general test. But for others, BCom honors, BCom, Eco, there are some specific subjects that you must write. So if you are only considering to DUJAT courses, please also take other subjects. So that in case you get an admission to, let's say, SRCC in BCom honors, then you can later compare whether you want to go into Shahid Sukhdev, which is offering these courses, which is also a quite popular college. So I'll also show the seats count. As far as other courses are concerned, the seats are very limited for BMS, but Shahid Sukhdev is one of the quite popular. So they have a count of 232 seats and split among the categories. For 93 for unreserved, UR is unreserved, which is a general category, then 35 for SC, 17 for ST, 63 for OBC, there is no minority over here. Then economically weaker sections have a quota of 24. So this is a limited seat count overall, but still you can take a call whether you want to focus specific on DUJAT courses. So then mathematics and general test should be your co-focus. Let's say you realize you will be able to sail through, but still take a caution of advice. Other colleges are also good, SRCC, Hansraj, Hindu, they are also other good colleges. So keep the options open, do write the domain specific subjects as well. So this was the BMS overall seats available. Again for seats for BBFF, very limited, only 2 colleges, Shahid Sukhdev and Rajguru College, which is a woman-led college. And in Shahid Sukhdev, total seats are 113 split among these categories. And lastly, BA honors in business economics. Again, the college seats are limited. Specifically, Sikh minority colleges do offer this, except SGND. But then there are other colleges like Gargi College, which is a good South Campus college, Shivaji College. I'm not giving any comment or opinion or my views as such overall on the college importance. Every DU college is a good, they have a scope. But yes, once you are done with your CUET, once the admissions start and you get a choice whether you should go to SRCC, LSR, Stephens, then there are certain students which get confused. Then maybe later we can discuss, or you can talk to your seniors also. They'll be able to guide you. They can share their experiences because everyone has a different opinion, right? Now, this was overall on the eligibility criteria. I hope you liked this video. And yes, if you liked it, do like and share it. This was basically taken from the overall bulletin information which the University of Delhi have put on their website. For detailed information, I would suggest that you go through the bulletin. More or less, we have covered the basic details. For further specifics, you can go through the bulletin. And as we mentioned, every university has a different criteria. So you must see the criteria of other universities which you are targeting. Let's say you're targeting BHU, Banaras Hindu University. You must see what's the BCom honors criteria there. Okay. So accordingly, you will have to fill your CUT website form. And we shall also cover that form filling in another video to give you some insights into specific points that you must consider. And that's it for today. Chalo, let's leave. And please keep studying hard for your goals. All the best.